I was born on Easter Sunday in 1929. My last name is Hare. Can you imagine the teasing my dad got? Oh, you brought another bunny into the world.
We had the Battle of Britain overhead of us, so that was my first experience of war. And I can remember being in my bed and hearing them singing as they came up. And they were singing Bye Bye Blackbird, and I think that's probably the first song that I ever really heard.
The day I got married was the best day of my life. We got married at the big cathedral in Hamilton. It was 1950.
Yeah, we've been married 55 years. It's funny, the house we had was 55 years old. Everything was 55 all of a sudden, you know?
I'm 89 years old.
I'm 90 years old.
I'm 89.
I'm 81 years young.
It's a unique place. It really is. And it's, as I say, good for the soul.
The wife and I had 12 acres in South Mountain, and I was cutting the grass and blowing the snow and everything. And all of a sudden, Joyce is no longer there, and I'm there alone in a 4-bedroom home. So when this became available, I applied for one of the apartments. And I picked it out. There's the 4th floor. I want the 4th floor, and sure enough, I got it. You've got your own big room. In fact, I had to buy a big table like this to fill my room up. They brush the snow off my car in the morning, and anytime it snows. They have some chefs right out in the open. You're in contact with them all the time. The food is fantastic. You've just got to look at the entrance to the place. It's appealing. You know, you can see that they've made a lot of effort to make it happy and thought-provoking here in Orchard View. The thing that appeals to me most is I'm in the suites and I'm independently living, just like I was in an apartment anywhere else. But I said, I've got this backup right next door, which is a living center, and they will look after you if you need more care. So I can transfer over there anytime I want. I don't have to look around the country for another place. It's also enjoyable to say, hey, I live in that spot. You know, it's a good spot to live.
Around 15 years ago, my dad came to me and he said, you know, we have some land, let's build a retirement home. Fast forward 10 years, we became a very popular and very successful retirement home in the city. My dad passed away around 8 years ago, and my mom and dad were very, very close, and they owned a fairly large home in this area. After he died, she didn't want to live there anymore, and she mentioned to me, she said, you know, I've seen the plans. I hear you talking on the radio about it. She goes, you know, I'd want to live there. So she moved in. She was one of our first residents as well as a few others. And she absolutely loves it here now. And, I'm happier, a lot happier myself, because I have that content that I know that somebody's looking after me.
And I just love it. I'm glad I moved.
There's so many baby boomers like myself with parents that really should not be living alone anymore. But they just aren't ready. And I know now my mom will be ready for the next transition when that happens. And in the meantime, she's living like a queen. It's great.
My great-grandson is arriving today, and that's one of his big thrills. He's going to have pizza from that oven.
What's really important is having family involved. One of my daughters, Kara, she worked in the dining room when she was in high school.
I love being around the people because they seem to love it here, so that's another thing that makes the job really comfortable.
My youngest daughter, she works at the reception desk. My son worked outside. The residents of Orchard View, they knew my kids by first name, and they knew that they were always around.
It's become really close-knit. It's almost like a little family here.
It's very good for the soul. It is for me personally. When I come here, I always feel rejuvenated when I leave.
You know, and as well, my wife Donna, she was always working at the Living Center, but now she's at the suites here, and she actually started it and opened the doors, and nobody could really look and nobody could really feel the business as much as family can.
I think of exceptional. I would recommend this place to anyone, even no matter what your age.
It's not just places that people are compartmentalized every night and sent back to wherever they're coming from. It's a family party, and you're all invited. Come on over.
Every Tuesday night we have a thing called social hour. You know, I'm playing the piano, but on the same token, you know, it's great for me because I could see that the parents are so proud of where they live. And the fact that I'm there with them and we're there together and laughing and dancing and singing, I mean, that's what it's all about, I think.
If you could describe Orchard View in one word, what would it be?
Living. Living. It's just, hey, you like to have a good life? So this is where it is. A good life here, and you're living.